Hey guys, it's Wraith calling, and I'm in the Tier 9 Chinese medium tank, the WZ120, and I'm on Avi, and it's an encounter mode, and this is a Tier 9 game with pretty good matchmaking for medium tank, or any tank that matter, for only a handful of Tier 9s on the side. So I finally got the 122mm gun unlocked on this, and this plays a bit differently. You really can't snipe with the 122mm, it's not a very accurate gun. But the stats remain the same. The only difference between this package and the package I had previously was the gun. The 100mm is very good, but it's very comparable to the T-54. If you've already gone down the Russian line, it plays very similar to that. Same kind of turret armor in the front. The front turret armor, this is 220. The upper hull is 100. The sides drop off drastically after that, but 56 kilometers an hour, so it is fairly mobile. The biggest difference is going to be, even between this and the Russian tanks, is going to be the final gun. This is 122mm. It has 248mm of penetration with the standard ammo, and it cranks out 440 damage. Now, that is heavy tank gun stats. This is stuff you would find equivalently on heavy tanks of Tier 9. So this is a pretty big gun in a very mobile package. So you can, as if you didn't have problems getting side shots out before, you know, this is really going to make it easier. And I put a big hit, kind of low roll at 397. Yes, 397 is a low roll when the average is 440. So it also carries heat rounds, and just like the dreaded T-54, also known as the Heat 54, this thing has got over 330mm of penetration with the heat rounds, which makes even the heavier tank destroyers kind of pause for just a moment. So this is very similar feel, handling-wise, maneuverability-wise, and agility-wise to a T-54. As far as the way it handles goes. And it plays very similar to it. Now, this is much like, when you have the final gun, this is much less of a standoff tank. The T-54 is almost, I won't say it's a sniper, but you can't feel that kind of medium range roll. This is definitely much more of a short range gun to make the best use of it. You can sit back and shoot long range, but obviously with the accuracy of .38, the loading time is pretty long. It's only rated to fire 5 rounds a minute. You see I've got that down to about 9.5 seconds, it looks like. The screen's a little small in replay mode for me. So you get an idea of just hit reloads like a heavy gun, and that's what you have it. Obviously you don't quite have the hit points that the bigger tanks do, or the armor. As you see, I get nuked there by the T-95 sitting up there. I've already repaired my loaders for my gunner's hit. But overall, this is actually, I'm had a few games with it today, so I had a good time with it. And I think I like the big gun on the medium tank chassis. It makes it worthwhile. The gun on this is otherwise very good for short to medium range. It probably makes it a fairly good brawler. Much like the T-54 is already kind of a brawler. And I mentioned the T-54 a lot because it's kind of the gold standard for high tier tanks, is the T-54. And it is one of my favorite tanks to play, and it's probably one of the better medium tanks in the game as far as an all-around package goes. The gun's not going to impress too many people, but the combination of the gun, the mobility, and the armor make it a very deadly package, and this is certainly no exception. With the gun on this, as long as you've got able to back off and pick your shots and you have time, you can do a lot of damage relatively quickly with this gun. Now, if you get isolated by yourself, or you're encountering 2 or more enemies, you guys are outnumbered and the enemy makes a push, you may be hard pressed just because that rate of fire is not going to quite be there for you, and it may cost you. Of course, being top tier, I'm gearing down this lower tier tank, so and there's the accuracy. I put one right over the top of him, and this is where it's going to get a little dicey for me. I got to keep him in front of me where I have the armor. I did track him when I rammed him, so he's kind of stuck. I do finish him off. Had I not rammed him and not tracked him, he'd probably have bounced around the side of me and be able to put a couple more shots into me without me hitting him. So that is, the reload is definitely going to be your disadvantage. Unfortunately, you do have the armor to sit back and aim in, and you see just how long it is. Now I have vents on this crew. This is not an inexperienced crew. This is a fairly inexperienced crew. I have vents, and I have rammer, and no, I don't have rammer. I have vents and vert stabs, and I have rammer, vent stabs, and vents. And you kind of see where I'm at. The aiming circle is not that good. I don't run premium consumables, so I probably could run food on this and knock it down a little bit more. But I think long term I'm going to have a lot of fun with this tank, especially considering that the next term of WCL is going to be tier 9 based to the tier 8. And here's the gun's accuracy. I tracked the IS-3. Could have finished him off. I will get the tracking assistance for it. And that's the game. We did win. Not too bad of a game. Our team did very well, and I was able to play aggressively enough to make the best use of the team being well to get up there and get some damage in. So I got some missions accomplished, got quite a few done, but I walked away with high caliber, set class mastery, Confederate, 4,400 damage, 1,900 blocked. I blocked more hit points than I have, only 1 kill. And looking to walk away with 1,490 XP, just under 1,500 base XP, 1 kill, 4,400 damage. Thanks for watching, guys. Always